Good morning, students. In previous class, we learnt about the potential energy, potential due to a point charge. Today, I will teach you potential at a point due to a system of charges. To calculate the potential, at a point due to a number of charges, superposition principle is used. This is due to the fact that the potential due to a charge is not affected by the presence of other charges. Potential at a point due to a number of charges is the algebraic sum of the potentials at that point due to each of these charges had each charges been alone. It means we find the potential at a given point due to different charges and then sum up with their sign, such as if there are many charges q1, q2 and qn and the distances from the point where we want to find the potential, these are r1, r2 and rn, then we will find the potential due to positive charge separately and negative charge separately and then find their algebraic sum. I am doing here. Suppose P is a point and many charges around this point q2, q3, qn and the distances are r1, r2, r3, rn. Let q3 is negative, q2 is also negative. We can take a fourth point q4 also, it is positive. So, find electric potential due to each charge separately. Due to q1, V1 is equal to Ke, it is electrostatic constant, its value is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught and it is 9 into 10 to the power 9 q1 by r1. It is due to point charge, as you learnt in previous class, kq by r, V2 is equal to Ke q2 by r2, V3 is equal to minus sign will be taken here, Ke minus q3 by r3 and Vn is equal to Ke qn by rn. So, V is equal to Ke, adding them q1 by r1 up to Kn Keqn by rn. Then we can use this sign, I is equal to 1 to n qi by ri. Now, electric potential at any point due to an electric dipole. Dipole, you know that it is a system of charge contain two charges, one is negative, another is negative, as shown in the figure. At A there is minus q charge, at B there is plus q charge and the distance between them is 2a. From midpoint O, we take a point P which is at distance r and line of action making an angle theta with the dipole. Dipole movement direction is from negative to positive. Then we will find the electric potential due to minus charge and then by plus charge and then add them. So, electric potential at P due to minus q charge, I am denoting here is my V minus q, it is Ke minus q by r1, it is r1. and V plus Q is equal to K E plus Q upon R2. So, net potential V is equal to V minus Q, V plus Q, putting the values K E Q by R2 minus K E Q by R1. You can take common K E Q 1 upon R2 minus 1 upon R1. R2 is equal to PD. If the dipole is very small, if we draw a perpendicular from B on D, then we can say PB is equal to PD, and it is equal to R minus A cos theta, because A cos theta is OD, because it is A and this angle is theta. So, it will base upon hypotenuse. So, base will be A cos theta. Similarly, OD is also A cos theta. So, from P to O, that is R. So, if we minus A cos theta by R, then it is R2, and R1 is equal to P C. We can assume it because dipole is very small. When we draw a perpendicular from A, that is AC, and it will be R plus A cos theta. Now, putting the values, then V will be equal to K E Q 1 upon R minus A cos theta minus 1 upon R plus A cos theta. If we calculate it, then it will come R minus A square cos square theta, and it will be R plus A cos theta minus R plus A cos theta, because minus is there, so it will become plus. So, we will get K E Q to 2A cos theta, they are cancelled, 2A cos theta upon this. If R square is much larger than A square cos square theta, then V will equal to K E 2AQ will be dipole moment P upon R square, because we can ignore A square cos square theta. Q 2A is the P and cos theta is also there. So, there are two conditions. One is on electric potential on axial position, then theta is 0, then V will be equal to cos 0 is 1, that is only K E P by R square. And second case on equatorial position. So, theta will be 90 degree. So, V will be 0. You can see in PDF also special cases when the point P lies on the axial line of the dipole on the side of the positive charge, theta is 0 degree, cos theta is equal to 1. So, V will be this given, and in second case when the point P lies on the axial line of the dipole, but on the side of negative side, then theta will be 180 and it will be negative 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is the value of electrostatic constant K subscript E, and on the equatorial position theta is equal to 90 degree. So, V is equal to 0. V will be equal to 0. Now, I will discuss potential energy of a configuration of charges. I highlighted the definition. Electric potential energy of a configuration of charges placed at a certain distance apart from each other is the amount of work done that has to be done in bringing these charges from infinity to their respective position. In other words, I will explain you, to assemble a system of charges, putting them at some finite distance, the work done in assembling the system of charge equal to the electric potential energy. So, here I will discuss to assemble a system of charge. Suppose first part, electric potential energy of a system of two charges, electric potential energy due to system of two charges. Suppose one charge is q1, we bring it from infinity to a point A. So, work done in this case is 0, because there is no other charge, so which can produce electric field. So, there is no electric field and we are bringing the charge q1. So, we have to do work 0. Now, we are bringing another charge q2 from infinity at distance r. So, now at B point there will be a electric potential produced by charge q1, and that is V is equal to electrostatic constant Ke q1 by r. So, work done W2 is equal to Q2V. So, Q2 into Ke Q1 by R will get Ke Q1 by Q2 by R. Here Ke is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Now, electric potential energy due to system of three charges. Electric potential energy due to three charges. It means we want to put three charges at some distance. Let I am making here q1, q2 and q3 at position A, B, C. So, it is distance is R21, it is R32 and it is R31. So, to bring q1 charge, first we will bring q1 charge initially. So, there is no other charge. So, there is no electric field. So, work done is 0 in second. Now, q1 is at A. Now, we want to bring q2 charge from infinity to point B, which is at distance R21 from q1. So, now q1 will produce the electric potential, that it is V1, it is Ke q1 by R21. So, work done in bringing the q2 charge will be q2 V1, then we will get Ke q1 by q2 R21. Now, we want to bring q3 charge from infinity to point C. So, electric potential will be produced by two charges q1 and q2, and it is V3 is equal to k q1 by R31 plus k q2 by R32. So, now work done. W3 in bringing the q3 charge from infinite to point C, it will be q3 V3. In place of V3, you can write V2 . So, W3 will be Q3 into V2. Now, put the value of V2 . Then you will get K E Q3 Q1 upon R31 plus K E Q3 Q2 by R32. Now, total work done, net work done in assembling charges Q1, Q2, Q3, that is electric potential energy U is equal to W1 plus, then we will get W1 is 0, W2 is K E Q1 by Q2 upon R21 plus K E Q3 Q1 by R31 plus K E Q3 Q2 upon R32. So, electric potential energy will be K E Q1 by Q2 R21 plus Q3 Q2 Q3 upon R32 plus Q3 Q1 R31. Write in this way, then you can remember it, Q1 Q2 and here is Q2 Q3, then Q3 Q1, and Ke, as you know, it is a electrostatic constant, its value for vacuum is this.